Newsome Show will inspire you to pick up yourself and go. You will find it's all you need to do. Reach down inside and find out you're the one. The one to fly, yeah. The one to reach. You can do all things, just choose.
God is love, and love is for everyone. Welcome to the Denise Newsome Show first Father's Day special. This is the show that gives credit where credit is due. Please share, tag, subscribe, and give us some warm hearts and likes. If you have any questions or comments, please put it in the comment section. Most times, a father's tears and fears are unseen. A father's role are as important as the roles of a mother as caregivers, providers, protectors, supporters, and disciplinarians. We have three amazing men, fathers that play active roles in parenting. Carter Chris White, Jerone Pettus, and John Martin Sr. Please welcome them to the show. We will be discussing the heart of a father. How are you doing?
I'm well. I'm well.
Good, good. I am going to ask y'all to go around and just introduce yourself to our audience.
Well, I'm Carter Chris White. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Carter.
Well, I'm Carter Chris White.
My name is Jerone Pettus. I'm a physical education teacher on Long Island. I've been working with kids for the better part of 20 some odd years, and I'm a new father of a baby girl.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I'm John Martin. I'm an author and marketing director. I'm also a parent for the last 22 years. My oldest is 22. My youngest is 15. I'm just happy to be here tonight with you guys.
Amen. Carter, would you like to tell a little bit about yourself?
Okay, let me start over. Rewind. So I'm Carter Chris White. I'm a best-selling author of 15 books, children's stores. I got my own clothing line, lawn care service, and car wash. And that came from a lot of hard work working with the youth. So, you know.
All right. Amen. So we just going to have a conversation. We're going to be having conversation. How did you feel when you found out that you were going to be a father? How did you feel?
For me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was elated, man. I got the news. My lady, she told me that she thinks she might be. So we took all of the necessary steps, and she took a pregnancy test, etc. Finally, we went to the doctor and we took the sonogram and ultrasound and everything. And when I heard the heartbeat, that's it became real.
Wow.
It became like I had really legit had somebody really to live for, and somebody that I had to dedicate really myself and all my energy to. It was and really, and my first thoughts were, I got 9 months to make sure that all my shortcomings, are shorter than, are taken care of and made right, because I have a person that I have to be responsible for. If I mess up myself, I'm all right. I could bounce back, but this is one of those things where I don't have the option. Failure is not an option in this case. So I got to make sure that I'm 100%.
Yes.
Whatever I'm doing.
Definitely.
Yes.
I guess I'll go next. When I first found out I was 19, and it really didn't hit me. It didn't hit me at all, actually. I was continuing to do what I was doing. Being a father, it didn't really mean anything until the day of when I was sitting in the room, and at that time, his mom, she had a C-section, so I couldn't be actually in the room, right?
Okay.
But when I heard him, like he just yelled out, and right when I heard him, that instantly just woke me up. I was like, man, it's go time. I'm a father now, so it was definitely real from that point forward.
Wow. Wow.
Well, for me, when she first told me that she was pregnant, I was like, man, dang, all my partying and everything great end. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew my whole life was great stop. I'm like, man, then I had another one behind that one. So here is I got 2 sons. Man, I just had to cut everything had to cease. Partying, no more spending money like I wanted to. All my shopping had to cease because I'm shopping for 2 more extra, well, 3 because I got to take care of her too. So I got 3 people I got to take care of before me. So yeah, being a father came with a heck of a lot of responsibility.
But it was worth it. It was worth it. Now I want to take it a little more deeper. How did you feel at the birth of your child, or at the first sight of your child? The first sight or at the birth? Wow.
That's what I said. What you said? Wow. Like just you know what I mean? They telling me to garb up and put my hat on, and I got to get my gloves and put my robe on and going like I'm the doctor. So, you know, just going in there and just seeing a woman whole body transform and open up like a universe and just let somebody else in. I was like, wow. I was telling her, like, listen, man, I don't know what kind of games you be playing as a woman. When me and you be doing whatever we be doing and you be faking with all that noise, and this whole body just came out of there, like my whole stomach and everything was like, it was amazing to me. Like that's the most amazing thing I ever seen in this world is seeing my kid. And then they give me the scissors and tell me to cut it. So I get to separate the mother and the baby. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wow. Yeah, it blew my mind.
Wow.
Yeah, that's real. I never had that opportunity. I wish I did because you made it sound incredible. So I know it was, but the first time I held it, like first of all, he was so brittle. You know, I thought I was going to break him actually. So you know, I had to get that. I had to adjust to that. But after I seen him open up his eyes, and man, like every day he started to look a little more and more like me, and it was crazy. It was phenomenal. It's the greatest feeling in the world to know that you are responsible to shape and mold somebody. Like you have an opportunity for a protege. You have an opportunity to make somebody better than you. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, I started to take that serious, and I loved every moment, even with the struggles.
Yeah. I was at every doctor's appointment. You know, let me just go backwards. For the last 5 or 6 years, I didn't miss a day of work, right? Then my lady tells me she's pregnant. So now we got doctor's appointments every Tuesday. So now I'm taking off every Tuesday to go to doctor's appointment. We go and we see in the ultrasounds. I'm excited. We watching the baby grow on the little. I'm trying to get the 3D images to see if, you know, is it gonna look like, who's it gonna look like, who's she gonna look like? Because I wasn't really concerned with, you know, having a reveal party or anything like that. I wanted to know right away if I was having a boy or a girl. So let's fast forward. The day we knew we were going to induce. So we went in, we got there probably about 6 a.m. They started the process. She was in labor for a legit about 24 hours.
Wow.
And then the birth, they said when they came in, the doctors kept coming in and out. The doctor said, all right, listen, it's time. Everybody's coming in. I'm like, hold on, now? like right now, it's time now. They said, yeah, we coming in. A couple more doctors came in. The nurse, the OB-GYN that we have been seeing, she came in, and it was go time, right? So I had text my family and let everybody know it was time. So to see the pain and the struggle that she was going through the whole time, she was trying to be strong. She was trying to do it natural without an epidural. She probably did about 11 hours without the epidural. and to see what she was going through. I wish that I could have taken some of the pain away, but it was really, all I could do was try to be encouraging, try to do what I could to try to coach her through and be there, hold her hand when she needed me to. But when the time came, right, I'm holding her leg, 4 pushes, the baby was out. 4 pushes, and I'm looking at my child. She I'm looking at her after the 9 months, and I'm looking down at her. It was miraculous. Like I'm not going to even sit up here and say I was tough and didn't cry, but I was definitely in tears because I was so excited that finally I get to see see my child, the child that I've been feeling moving around, I've been trying to talk to, I've been trying to feed positive energy into, and she's finally here.
Wow.
I'm still to this day, every day I look at her, I'm blown away.
Yeah.
It's miraculous. It's amazing.
Did any of you cry, Carter or John? Did y'all cry when y'all saw?
Man, I still cry. I yeah, I definitely did.
Yeah, I cried.
My kids grown. I still cry for them and pray for them right now because you got to cover the kids. Like I still cry for my son right now and my daughter.
Yeah.
And then and the other youth to who God has given me too. We could
Right.
get into another story with that, but it's Father.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Wow. What an experience y'all had. What an experience y'all had. Now, what do you love about being a dad? What do you love about being a dad?
I've been working with kids for a while, and oftentimes, especially in education, when I talk about my students, right, I use that word my being, like I try to make sure that I give them the kind of attention, the kind of love, the kind of respect for their parents, for them, that I would give my own children. But waking up next to my child every day, seeing her, holding her, teaching her, just being an active part of her life is really it when when you're working with clay and you shaping it and you molding it and you trying to put it in just to get it just right, and then you like, all right, that's it, and then you look away for a minute, then you look back like, no, it's a little bit more that I need to do to make it all right, it's good, and then you look at it again and you like, it's just not quite where I want it. And that's the kind of things that, when you're looking at a child, especially a human being, is ever evolving. Like John said, he came out, he was looking a little bit more and more like her every day, like him every day.
Yes.
She's changing from the little small little thing that could fit in my hands. Now I definitely gotta have her in 2. And she's looking, more and more like me, and a lot more like her mom. And now some days I can't tell who she looks like, if she looks more like me or if she looks more like her mom. I mean, it's the excitement of what is going to happen next right now for me, especially since my child is only 6. She'll be 6 months on the 18th.
Oh, wow.
So it's the excitement that every day is bringing is something new.
Wow.
Yeah, you are brand new to us.
Yeah, brand new. Brand new. You can still smell the new dad on me.
Yeah. Listen. I'll answer next. Like with me, it's just there's so many things that's incredible about being a dad, but one of the most important things about it for me is just the sense of empowerment, because along empowerment comes accountability. Like you're accountable for everything you do. Your son, your daughter, like they're watching you. They're watching every move you make, everything that you do. Like you got to walk the walk and you got to talk the talk, and you really got to be about just being authentic, because your kids will pull you apart at any moment as they get older. Like they're going to keep it real with you. They're going to tell you your faults. So you might as well stand on who you are. And that's a beautiful thing to be able to do, and to continue to, as they get older, like my oldest is 22. We talk daily. Our conversations are a lot different now, but I can see the work that I put into him all throughout these 22 years. And it's just a blessing. It's refreshing every day to get up and know that you're serving a purpose, and your job's not done. You still have a purpose, and you got to continue to move. It's just motivating. It's empowering. It's inspiring. It's very inspiring for me to watch my kids and just the thoughts that they have, and it's just incredible. Like, so.
I love being a dad because I ain't never had a dad. So growing up without no dad taught me how to give all of the kids that I come in contact with everything that I didn't get. See, that's the ups that I had without having a dad. So when I'm dealing with any kind of youth, my son, my daughter, whoever, I can relate to them because now I can understand where this coming from. What you giving off right now, I can understand that because I used to do that too. But I ain't had nobody, so now I'm here right here for you. Now let's work this out. So that's why I love being a dad.
Right. Do y'all believe that a father is the first one that the daughter falls in love with, and she looks for those type of men? Do y'all believe that? And the sons try to imitate the dads? Do y'all believe that? What are your thoughts on that?
I do. My fiance right now, she even told me herself, she was like, man, you know, I every man that I was meeting or every guy that I dated or went out to the movies with, I was always searching for somebody like my dad. I was like, wow. I said, well, I know I ain't like your dad, so you're gonna have to like me for me. But then I had to transition her and help her to cope with what she was dealing with. So now I would sit down and just talk to her. She'd discuss and talk about some of the things that she was missing, or she remembers some of the things her dad used to do that, you know what I mean, I might resemble that or something like that. But yes, a lot of women who I have in contact with said that they was always searching for their dad. I do believe that.
I'm going to be honest with you. I hope that I'm being a great example. I'm doing everything that I possibly can to, you know, to show my child love, show my child the what a man should be and how a man should behave. But it's gonna sound, you know, I hope it doesn't sound crazy, but I don't want her to find a guy exactly like me. Like, no. I feel like that would be weird. Like, why do you want a guy that that acts like your father? I'm showing her love. The love that I'm showing her is a different kind of love, and I don't want her to look for the love that I'm showing her. I'm showing her I'm a protector. I'm trying to guide her. I'm trying to, you know, love her in a way that a father loves their child, not like a father loves a woman. So I don't want her to look for a guy like me. I mean, you know, if he has similar qualities and characteristics, okay. But if the guy is like, if I'm looking at him like, man, you look and act, you kind of resemble me, man, and why are you acting like me? I'd be, you know, I don't know. It would kind of weird me out a little bit.
Really?
But I think if Jerome, if you're a good dad, then maybe your daughter looking at, because she want the guy to be like you as far as the protectiveness, the security, the making sure her well-being is secure, and you know what I'm saying, and the other part gonna come with the other guy once that's out of the play. But I think that a lot of us look to certain things to be like, if it's positive. Now, if it's a positive role model that you're showing and she want him to be positive versus negative, what you think?
Yeah, again, you know, I'm loving my daughter the way that a father loves a child, that a father loves, you know, she should know that she's protected. She should know that she's cared for. She should know that if there's anywhere in the world that she is, and she tells me she needs me, I'm on my way, right? But at the same time, you know, I want her, you know, I don't want her to find it. Just, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it in a different thinking about it the wrong way. But I mean, I don't like I love my mom, but I don't want a woman like my mom. It would just something about that. It almost be like an Oedipus thing, like I'm looking for someone like my mom. Like I want to be, I love my mother. She's my mother. I don't want a woman like my mother.
Right. No, I understand, and you all gonna have different opinions and thoughts and the way you fatherhood. What you got to say about this, John?
Well, there's a couple. Well, first of all, I do want to say that I'm in love with my daughter every day. She's incredible. She'll be 16 this upcoming month. Big ups to Janiyah. This is my baby girl. First 2 years of her life, like she slept on my chest. I had to have her on my chest for the first 2 years. It was some nights I would be tired, but if she wasn't around for some reason, if she wasn't around, I could not sleep without her. She's very I just love her, but it's a different type of love. Like Jerome said, it is a different type of love. The only thing that I would say really is I want my daughter to find somebody that has these qualities in them that hopefully she's seeing in me. If she's not seeing in me, hopefully she sees them somewhere. But the qualities would be, someone that is attentive, that's going to talk to her, that's going to understand her and allow her to be a woman. You know what I mean? Never, not to disrespect her. Don't put their hands on her. Stuff like that. But as far as anything else being specific, I mean, it's kind of up in the air. As long as he handles his business, he has a dream. He doesn't stop growing. I'm not gonna be mad with that.
Right. So, what do you feel your role is as a dad? Y'all touched on it a little bit, but what is your role as a dad to your child?
I think to ask what a person's role is as a father, as a mother, as anything. I mean, I think you got to play every role. I mean, you got to be the protector. You got to be, you got to guide your child. You got to love your child. You got to be compassionate when it's time to be compassionate. I mean, I don't know that there is a definitive role for any position, father or mother. Mm-hmm. I think that parent, in my opinion, is just is that you have to be a parent. You have to be present. You have to be available, understanding. I don't know, and that's the thing. When I had asked when I knew I was having a girl. I know a bunch of guys who have girls and are girl dads. And the first question I asked was, what, as a father of girls, what do I need to know? What do I need to do? And they all basically said the same thing: be present, be active, show her exactly what a man should be. And that's basically it. I mean, there's no blueprint. Oh, and that's the other thing. There's really no blueprint for what you should be and how you should be. Yes. Because, like, I'm an educator. Every child does not learn the same. Just like, if you have multiple children, every child is not going to need you to be all over their back, loving them up and talking to them, like that every day. You might have one kid that just needs you to just, you're right in there. All right, cool. And they know that they know that you love them nonetheless.
Right.
Well, that's huge, man, because when I look at certain things, and I mentor parents, I mentor a few parents, and not too long ago I had a conversation with a dad that has a 13-year-old son, and he's just trying to get to him. He's trying to teach him some certain things, and I told him, like, at 13, are you really listening to your mom and dad? Like, I wasn't. I still don't, to a certain extent, but But the thing is that life teaches everyone, and you never know. Like as your kids move around in the world, they're learning from they're learning a lot from. I'm learning from you just being present, just being an example. Like you're creating a blueprint every single day that you're in the presence of your child. But sometimes, just like I told him, like just like you said, like some of our kids, they don't need to be hounded. They don't need to be lectured all the time. And I made that mistake being a parent, at times, just maybe overly lecturing, but the thing is that your role is to provide an example of someone upstanding person, someone that has responsibility, somebody that takes accountability for their actions, and plays a role in their life. A lot of people they're going through life, they're not even playing a role in their own life. They're not making their own decisions, this and that. And that's big to teach our kids or show them how to make decisions, how to think on their own, how to move, So that's to me that's what an example is.
Right.
I would say, oh, you got a break?
No. Go ahead.
My God. Okay, so I would say, man, it's important that you get to take these kids to the doctor's appointments, making sure they got their teeth right, they hygiene up to par.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Making sure they got their license when they get in these cars, because a lot of kids get in these cars, the parents not being parents, just letting them drive with no license and stuff like that, messing up their name, showing them about their credit, teaching them about how to work and not be out here stealing and robbing and selling drugs. Like that's what a father do. A father going out there on that corner and get his son up off that corner and bring his butt in the house and sit him down and have a talk with him. A lot of the parents is being these kids friends.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's a big difference. My mother wasn't never my friend. I knew she loved me, but she made sure that I knew between mommy and being a friend. So a lot of parents got to just start teaching their kids, like, I'm not your friend. I'm the adult, and now you're going to listen to me. A lot of the parents are scared of the kids right now. So, you know what I mean? It's crazy out here in this world right now. But we got to be the ones that step up and show these kids the right things to do, making God decisions and stop making people decisions. Because the people decisions is causing our kids to be all over the place.
Yes. I agree. At this moment, we are going to take a break for a commercial break. And when we come back, we will continue to discuss the heart of a father. Please stay tuned.
Please stay.
Dr. Kiana Battle brings you service from the heart, focusing on training, education, and professional development. Specialty areas include grief and loss, trauma-informed practice, policy development, grant writing development, public school social work education, professional presentations, public speaking, and youth and adolescent development. Connect today by email at info@kbattleconsulting.com or visit Dr. Kiana Battle's website, kbattleconsulting.com. Mo Music Sound Production is excited for the first annual music reunion concert featuring Mo Better and Company, the Olive Branch Mass Choir, New Revelation, One Purpose, Summer Breeze Italia Record Company, and Nisi Howard and Step Dance. Join this great event July 8th, 2022 at 7 p.m. with a $20 admission. Located at Olive Branch Baptist Church in Dinwiddie, Virginia.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We would like to thank our sponsors, Dr. Kiana Battle of Service from the Heart, author Robert A. Vilmo, First Century Christians Did What? My Journey into Listening into God's Voice and Influencing People's Lives. His book is also available on Amazon. And Mo Better Company and Family. Thank you for your love and your support. Before we went on break, we were discussing what do you feel your role is as a dad. So let's take it a little further. A little further. How much time did you spend with you? Did your dad spend with you? And do that have an impact on your fatherhood? Does that have an impact on your fatherhood?
I think I answered that earlier. I ain't mean to go that fast, but I think I answered it earlier. When I said I grew up without no dad, so it wasn't really hard for me when I go into the streets in the communities or wherever community, I don't care where it's at, and I got to rapport with the children because I know what they give them because I know what I didn't get. So that was like, man, it wasn't really hard for me to love on a child or, you know what I mean, go and talk to them on have conversation with them, come down on their level because a lot of the kids they so sheltered right now where they don't even want to open up and talk to you because everybody got these titles and they be embarrassed to even talk to people like us. So I had to learn how to come down because I wanted people to come down on my level when I ain't had no dad. So I had to go in the streets and find and look at the streets and try to find models of a dad in the streets along with what my mom was showing me. So I had to try to put the street and what my mom was showing me together. So now when I go deal with other children or my children, for example, I know what to get my children because I know what my dad didn't do for me.
Right.
For me, 100% yes. My father wasn't around as much as I would have liked him to be. My father was not the greatest example for manhood for me. There was a lot of times when I was just angry with the guy. Like, even if I would think to myself, even if he was just here, struggling along with us, I would feel more comfortable knowing that he was at least trying and in it with us, trying to get us out of the situation that we were in.
Right.
And hindsight is 20/20. I'm as an adult now, as a kid, you don't know, you don't think about, that people are human. He's a human with human flaws and human characteristics, and he was a man nonetheless. He was my father, but he was a man. He was human, and he made decisions and he made mistakes.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he's not here with us any longer. But it was his decisions were my lessons, and my lessons turned into the way that I live my life. Deciding not to use drugs and go down certain paths, and I decided then that I knew what I didn't know what to do, but I knew what not to do, and I took a different path. So with my child, every time I have an opportunity to be with her, I'm with her. Every time I try to have an opportunity to instill something, say something to her, call her beautiful, be around her, hold her, make sure she knows that I'm present. I hold her different than her mother holds her. She can feel my strength. She should know that she's protected, and she will know, right? And that's the energy that I'm trying to give off to her every day.
Amen.
Yeah, my story is kind of similar to Jerome's. My biological dad, I didn't meet him until I turned 34 years old. And the 1 hour that I had conversing with him during that time, he didn't really say much. He said probably maybe 20 words to me, and I watched him that whole hour, right? And I learned so much in that hour about who I am, and I gained so much confidence from that 1 hour just being around my biological dad. At 34 years old, I wish I would have had that confidence growing up. So I did want to say that, just that 1 hour, just the presence of him in that 1 hour, blessed me big time. And I was allowed to even be in that situation because I forgave him for not being there. And a lot of us, we don't forgive our parents, and we might be blocking our blessing, because we made it. We made it regardless if they were here or not. But the time that they put in, it could still be valuable if we receive it. Some of us, we can't do that. But to further answer the question, though, I met my biological dad at 34, but I grew up with a stepdad that was a big time drug dealer. Then he turned into smoking his own product, and it went all bad. And so I seen both sides. I seen a lot of the illegal side, and then I seen how the devastation of drugs does, and it was just like Jerome said, I learned what not to do, and I had to pick up some things. I had to pick up some of the things that he was still trying to instill in me, even throughout his drug addiction. He still felt like I was his purpose, I'm his son, and he was still trying to teach me some things, what not to do, how to move, how to handle some things, even in his insecure moments. He still tried. So we lost him last year to prostate cancer.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, thank you. It was around this time last year, we're us men on the panel here. I believe we're probably in our late 30s, maybe even older than that. Prostate cancer is real. Definitely, make sure that you're staying healthy, getting checked up. It's definitely serious, and it's something that can sneak up on us. So, I just want to put that in the air just in case, but yeah, this having my stepfather around all those years, despite his imperfections, despite all the abuse and everything that he instilled in my world, there's valuable lessons that he's taught me that I now can appreciate. Unfortunately, he's gone, but I look back and I'm like, man, like every day I'm like, man, my pops told me that. Like there's always situations that his voice comes in, so he was valuable to me. I don't hold any grudges. I'm nobody's judge. I know how addiction is on many levels.
Yes.
So it is what it is.
Yes. With that being said, do you guys feel that you balance your job with your family's life, with your spiritual life, and with your personal life? Do y'all think y'all have a balance with that? Because isn't that important?
I try every day, to be honest with you. I often think that I'm dedicating. I like to think I'm dedicating a happy medium to every area of my life. But as they say, when you are very successful in one area, you're failing in others, and so I pray that I am doing everything that I need to do to make sure that I'm doing well in life. Obviously, I want to do well, because in doing well, I'm able to provide, the life that I would love to see my child have. In education, I just finished. I'm finishing up a program. For my building and district level certification, so that hopefully I can move on and be upper administration in education.
Wow.
But then at the same time, after having gone through this program, finished all the coursework, did what I need to do. Now I'm like thinking to myself, well, in the position that I'm in now, it allows me to come home at a reasonable hour so that I could have more time with my child versus spending hours and hours in the office trying to help other people's children, to be successful. So it's gonna, I'm gonna end up putting my own child, jeopardizing my own relationship with my own child, trying to help others. So it's a lot to consider, but I hope that I'm doing what I can. I feel like I'm doing a good job of balancing, you know, but I would have to ask my lady about the relationship part. And spiritually, you know, we pray together. We do what we can. I try to be as good a person as I possibly can. You know, so the only way I'll know if it's a balance as far as my spiritual life is when I'm called home. Hopefully it's not for a while. You know, like John said, I'm doing that. You got to health is wealth. So I'm doing everything I can to make sure I'm staying healthy, eating healthy, you know, so 100%.
Amen.
As far as with me, like balance, I've never really been good at that. Once I get into a mode or like, you know, I'm an entrepreneur, so you know, I'm constantly creating and I'm putting my momentum in certain areas, and if it takes off, I'm going that direction. Like that's how I move. But I've always tried to incorporate my family involved with that. My kids, you know, my kids have always stayed with me. You know, throughout, you know, being single or, you know, being involved with someone that's always been with me. But so there has been times where, like, for example, if I'm doing an event, you know, when my son is 9, 10 years old, he's in the streets passing out flyers with me, and that's how I kind of created like the work balance situation. Because, like, especially in his younger years, you know, I had to spend a lot of time making money. Like, I had to change. I had to exchange time for money, and you know, I mean, that's the majority of it. You know, and it's hard. You know, we work 40 hours a week plus, and then we come home and we had that little bit of energy left to exhaust with our kids, and you know, that's not healthy. That's not healthy for us. But we got to do what we got to do. So now, nowadays, my kids are a little older. I'm focused on creating more and more residual income so I could be present. I've never missed a game or a play or anything. You know, I've always been there. You know, it's definitely hard. Now, I will say this. You know, when I was in a relationship with, and you know, we're all trying to be a family, so to speak. I always put my kids first. And you know, now I'm in an opportunity where, you know, I can maybe focus more on a relationship than, you know, when my kids were younger. So, you know, that's something that I might be looking forward to in the future. But other than that, you know, it's grind until then.
All right.
Well, for me, I think I balanced out pretty good. Because I just be doing God's work, and I pray for a partner that was going to be able to understand the work that I'm doing for God, and she does. She even come on some of the, you know, we go into communities and feeding thousands and thousands of people, and she right there handing out things, signing people up. So he helped me to balance it with my partner. So I know my relationship is good because she's supporting it. And then with my, you know, my other businesses I make sure I take care of his work, and I get clients while I'm taking care of his work. He was showing me about the money aspect, like I gotta stay free. Like, Chris, I don't want you working and being tied up so much that you can't go do what I need you to do. And I heard that pretty clear. So I balance everything pretty good. Everything works out as far as my job, my relationship status. Everything worked out pretty good for me. Even far as like with the money aspect, like he's showing me that money is not everything neither no more. So while I'm doing God's work, right, and I'm going into Chick-fil-A's, I'm going to multi-million-dollar businesses and blessing them with free vegetable boxes. I noticed that when I go in Chick-fil-A now and I go to swipe my card, they say, "Oh, we got this." So God was showing me that sometimes you can get this food without money. That's the gleaning with no money part. So me doing my passion and doing my work, they reciprocating. I'm doing God work feeding them because they needed vegetables, and then when I come to go pay for something, they tell me nah. So I hear my money still in my pocket, and I still got what I needed when I went to the restaurant. So everything balancing out pretty good for me.
Beautiful.
That is great. That is really, really great. I tell you, I am just so proud of you all. You all are strong Black fathers, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now I have a question. Have you ever been scared? If so, what scared you?
I was scared. So I went to trial in 1998. The United States of America, not no state court, no, I was federal court, and man, they told me that no matter how much money I had, I wasn't coming home. The prosecutor told me my release date was set for 2025, 2 years from now, back in '98. So just hearing, I'm like, Ma, I'm only 21 years old, standing in front of all these people telling me that I ain't gonna never ever see the streets no more.
Wow.
So yeah, I was scared because I lost my life in there. And then ain't no guarantee I was gonna make it back out here to be sitting on this show right now. But look at the grace.
Yes.
So yes, I was scared to death because I ain't had no control over that.
Yes. And when was you released? And how were you released?
Oh man. So I'm real quick. At the age of 17, I became a millionaire selling drugs. At 21, the feds came in and locked me up. I went to trial. They gave me 30 years. So I just served 19 years of my life in federal prison. I just came back home September the 19th of 2016, pardoned by President Barack Obama. So now I sit here on your show talking with my brothers on this Father's Day special as a ex-drug dealer, best-selling author, 15 books, 2 in stores, my own clothing line, lawn care service, and car wash. And God has been so good.
Yes, he is. He is good. He is good.
Yeah, you won. You won. Good job.
Right.
What do y'all think?
I mean, if I was in that situation, I'd definitely be scared too. But fortunately, I wasn't. But far as just going back to this show, the fatherhood, I don't know that I've ever been scared. Nervousness, I think nervous about just what we about to, the what we're about to, the endeavor in and of itself. I think nervousness is normal, but I wasn't scared of the task ahead. Being afraid, what's to be afraid of? I mean, we know what we have to do. We know that it's not going to be easy. Because we have a human that we have to be responsible for. And if we're afraid, I don't know that we should be afraid. We should be courageous, and being courageous is not the absence of fear, but just the understanding that we know that it's going to be that it's going to be difficult, yet we push forward anyway. So, I've been nervous, but as far as this endeavor, I don't know that I've been scared.
Okay.
No, I haven't been scared. Actually, I was nervous a little bit, probably more nervous than I let on when my daughter got sick. One time she had a fever and everything, and I was a little bit more nervous than I let on for my lady. But when you have things you can't control,
right.
I think that's the only time I probably was more nervous than I let on to be.
You let on to be. Well, that's understandable. That's understandable. And thank God for her healing. Thank God. Thank God.
For me,
but being scared is a good thing now. Don't think that being scared is like, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people get being scared like, oh, he's not a man no more. No, men are supposed to be scared. Men are supposed to cry. Men supposed to release some things that they want to hold back. So yeah, fear is a part of us. It's right here.
Yeah.
Amen.
Now, I thought about this question a little bit, and there's been situations in my life, and it's not necessarily had to do anything with fatherhood, though. I've been robbed before. I suffer PTSD. So there's certain situations that I can be triggered by, and I don't know if it's a sense of being scared. I know it's a sense of maybe anxiety,
Okay.
maybe put me into a situation where it might be a challenge. But as far as being scared, I don't know. I worry about my kids. I worry about them every time I used to, watch them get on the school bus. I know that they're going to a situation that I don't control, and, I'm learning in these years to, you can't change what you can't control. And sometimes it's better to, just get through that situation, and focus on what you can control, So I tend not to be scared. There's very minimal things that I am scared of in 2022. And that's that. Sorry, I can't answer that question.
No. I want y'all to be authentic and answer it the way that your journey was. And you all are doing a phenomenal job. Our time is running out, but before that happened, we probably will end up doing the part 2. We will probably end up doing the part 2. I want you all to answer this. What advice can you give that absent father? What advice can you give him?
I think I'll start with that one. All right, go ahead. Whoever.
Go ahead. If you got something, go ahead.
Okay, so what I would say is just to understand who you are. Like if you have imperfections, allow that. Allow your child to see that. Allow your child to see the authentic you. I know a lot of us fathers, even with me, even there's language barriers, generational gaps. There's all kinds of situations why sometimes we're not comfortable around our kids. Maybe it's because we're ashamed of something that we've done, or what have you. But I honestly believe that, so be present, show the example of who you are to your child, and let them learn from you. I don't think we give our kids enough credit to, assess us, look at us, evaluate who we are, and they can discern. They can make their own choices as they get older, but they got to see the authentic us at all times. So if you're still in the streets for some reason, I'm no judge, but still, try to interact some way. Safely with your child, but be there. Whether it's a conversation over the phone, whether something, just start somewhere and let it build, because your child is going to appreciate that at some time in their life.
Yeah, I think when I was younger, I wanted my father around, and it became a point where I was just like, man, forget that guy, man. I had an attitude towards him. I'm like, you know what? I can't wait until I get big enough, till I get strong enough, working on my hand skills. So just in case it ever came down to it, and we ever got into a physical altercation. So if it ever had come down to it, I felt like I would be ready, right? But then, you build yourself up and you think you're so strong, and then but really, the only thing that I wanted to do was just get a guy a hug, was just be around, just have him around me, just get to know him, allow for him to get to know me. So where you haven't been present, this is advice to people that are absentee or absent fathers. If you haven't been present, your presence is more important than you know.
Yes.
And do what you can to get yourself together, because you don't want to be the example that that leads your kids to down the path that you might have been on. But you don't want to be absent. You don't want them to know. You don't want them to not know who you are. And, if that makes sense, you really want to have some kind of influence. Otherwise, don't be surprised when someone else does?
I'm gonna say love. Like my father, he passed away a couple of days after Michael Jackson. I was still in prison when my father had died. But even though my father wasn't around, I still loved him. I still yearned for, man, when daddy gonna come through? Even though he never came through often, but I still look for him. So the fathers that's absent right now, your kid is looking for you. Like they looking for you. They don't know when you're coming, but they always been looking for you. So if you could just show them some love and be transparent with them, because I know the transparency release a lot of people from stuff. Right. When you be transparent and just tell them what you got going on, because kids understand right well. They understand better than us sometimes. Babies know how to turn the phones around and hitting buttons on the phone, and they only 6 months old. So I know that these kids that you done left out here, they love you, they looking for you. Why don't you just reach back and show them some love? Tell them where you been at. Tell them all you been going through, so they can understand why you was where you at and you ain't want to bring that to them or whatever you was going through.
Right. I tell you, this was a powerful, powerful show. And we're going to have to get together and come up with a part 2. If you all would like to take part in part 2, because this is so needed. This conversation is so needed. And next time we can get even more in depth and y'all just have a conversation. Well, it's about that time for us to come to a close. We thank you for tuning in with us this evening. We trust that you were encouraged and inspired. And if you know anyone that may be in need of this show, please introduce them to the replay. Unscripted Media, thank you. Thank you for all you do. Carter, Jerome, and John, strong Black fathers. Thank you for opening up and being authentic, sharing your childhood and fatherhood with us this evening. Continue to be that hero, comforter, teacher, provider, protector, that father that catch the child when they fall, that father that will pick that child up, brush them off, and say, try again, son. Try again, daughter. That's the heart of a father. The Denise Newsome Show like to wish all of the dads, uncles, brothers, grandpas, father figures, stepdads a happy Father's Day. Remember that you do matter. Join us next week. You will be experiencing another episode of Mask Off with my 2 co-hosts and myself. We have been doing different topics surrounding Own It. Last month was Own It Part 3. The topic was forgiveness. And it was so good, we decided to do a Part 4 with the same topic, forgiveness. But this time with a little twist, forgiving yourself. Hosted by Deirdre Moody, a powerful woman of God. Don't forget that last question that I asked when I was hosting last month. As Christians, is it realistic to forgive and forget? We would like to know your answers next week, so please tune in. Good night, stay safe. Follow us on Facebook, IG, YouTube, the Denise Newsome Show. We will be doing our announcements at this moment. Check out my website, denisenewsome.com. Excuse me, I got a little nervous.
The Denise Newsome Show is giving credit where credit is due with a brand new lineup. Live Mondays from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. First Monday is Live with Denise Newsome. Second Monday is In Your Element, giving our guests a chance to share what they do best. Third Monday is Mask Off, where authentic conversations happen with co-hosts Sybil Price Rucker and Deirdre Moody. Fourth Monday is live with Denise Newsome. We don't want you to miss anything that 2022 may have for you. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, share, and join in the conversation at the Denise Newsome Show. Increase your brand awareness by advertising with the Denise Newsome Show. Let us help you get your message out. We offer a 30-second video commercial or a voiceover flyer with your details. Visit denisenewsome.com or email denisenewsome64@gmail.com for more details. Help the Denise Newsome Show give credit where credit is due. Contact us today with your love offering or sponsorship to keep this show running. Also, like, follow, subscribe, and share to get the word out. You are appreciated at the Denise Newsome Show, and we look forward to hearing from you at denisenewsome.com or emailing denisenewsome64@gmail.com.